In 1883, a tire company put a restaurant on rails to sell more rubber. That train became the most romanticized journey in human history. 7 levels. Let's get into it. Level 1. The Premium Class Sleeper, $200 to $800. This is where the idea begins. European Sleeper, launched in 2023, runs Brussels to Berlin to Prague for under €200 in a private couchette. The Caledonian Sleeper connects London to the Scottish Highlands overnight. A berth in a club room with breakfast starts around £250. The Nightjet network, operated by Austrian Federal Railways, connects Vienna, Zurich, Hamburg, and Brussels in a system that has been expanding since 2021 as demand for overnight rail has quietly outpaced the available supply. What Level 1 sells is a specific arithmetic. You pay for accommodation, you get transportation included. Or you pay for transportation, and the accommodation arrives for free. Either way, you wake up somewhere different from where you went to sleep, without having spent 8 hours in a hotel doing nothing useful with the night. This is where the category starts, not with glamour, with the realization that the night itself is the asset. Level 2. Premium Long-Distance Rail, $800 to $3,000 per journey. Rocky Mountaineer in Canada runs from Vancouver through the Rocky Mountains to Banff and Jasper in daylight-only journeys. No overnight travel, because the point is the view. Gold Leaf Service, the top tier, starts around $1,500 per person for a 2-day journey. You sit in a glass-domed bi-level carriage with panoramic windows that reach up through the roof, and you eat 3-course meals while passing through some of the most photographed mountain landscape on Earth. Australia's the Ghan runs 2,979 kilometers from Adelaide to Darwin through the middle of the continent, through the outback. Platinum service starts at approximately 5,000 Australian dollars per person for the 4-day journey. Off-train excursions are included, a helicopter flight over the outback, a guided walk through Nitmiluk Gorge. The buyer is a serious traveler, not necessarily wealthy but deliberate. They have chosen this over a flight not because they have to, but because they have decided that what is outside the window is worth sitting still for 2 days to see properly. Level 3. The Classic European Luxury Train, $3,000 to $10,000 per journey. The Venice Simplon-Orient-Express is composed of original 1920s and 1930s Compagnie Internationale des Wagons Lits carriages, not reproductions, not restorations of the concept. The actual carriages, some over 100 years old, stripped to their frames, rebuilt with period-correct materials, and put back into service. A twin cabin on the overnight Paris to Venice route starts at approximately $5,100 per person. That includes dinner, breakfast, and the service of a carriage steward who appears precisely when needed and not otherwise. The buyer has read about this train their entire adult life. They have waited until the right moment. This is the right moment. If this is landing, hit like and subscribe. Every week, I break down how aspirational categories and systems actually work, not how the brochure describes them. Stay with me. Level 4. The Intercontinental Expedition, $8,000 to $26,000 per journey. This is where the train becomes the vehicle for a journey that could not be done any other way. Rovos Rail, operated by Rohan Voss and his family out of Pretoria, South Africa, is widely considered the finest long-distance rail operator in the world. The train carries a maximum of 72 passengers and 36 suites. Wood-paneled, air-conditioned, with en-suite bathrooms and full-size beds that turn down at night with actual linen. The flagship journey, Cape Town to Dar es Salaam, 5,800 kilometers through 5 countries in 15 nights, starts at approximately $14,950 per person in a Pullman Gold Suite and rises to around $25,950 in a Royal Suite for the 2024 to 2025 season. The route passes through the Karoo Desert, Botswana's game corridors, Zimbabwe, Victoria Falls, Zambia, and the Tanzanian Rift Valley. The Maharajas Express in India operates from October to April. Presidential suite on the Heritage of India route, approximately $25,000 per person for 7 nights. That suite occupies an entire carriage. There is a separate sitting room, a dining area, a bedroom, and a bathroom with a bathtub. The route visits Ranthambore, Fatehpur Sikri, the Taj Mahal at sunrise, Varanasi at dawn. The train arrives in cities before the tourists and leaves before they settle. Level 5. Japan's Shiki-shima, approximately $3,000 to $13,000 per person. There are 34 passengers on this train. That is not an anecdote. That is the product specification. The train suite Shiki-shima, operated by JR East and launched in 2017, was designed by Ken Okuyama, the industrial designer responsible for the Ferrari Enzo and the Porsche Carrera GT. The kaiseki cuisine is designed by Katsuhiro Nakamura, the first chef in Japanese history to receive a Michelin star. The observation cars are glass-enclosed panoramas. The Shikishima suite, the most exclusive accommodation, is a 2-story maisonette with a cypress bathtub. Prices for the 2025 season range from approximately 440,000 yen per person for a 2-day, 1-night journey to 940,000 yen per person for a 4-day, 3-night journey in a standard suite. You cannot book this train. You apply. If demand exceeds availability, and it always does, a lottery is drawn. The Shikishima is not the most expensive train in the world. It is the most controlled. The scarcity is not accidental. It is the design. Level 6. The Grand Suite, a carriage for 2, approximately $27,000 to $103,000 per night. In October 2024, Belmond announced a new accommodation on the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express, the L'Observatoire. An entire carriage, 1 suite, 2 guests, no other passengers. The bedroom has a double bed. The bathroom has a marble floor, a freestanding bathtub, and a separate shower. There is a lounge with a daybed and a library stocked with hundreds of Gallimard editions. There is a record player loaded with a vinyl collection curated by JR personally. Price, £80,000 per night, approximately $103,000 at early 2025 exchange rates. The L'Observatoire changes the category. £80,000 per night on a train is not a premium accommodation pricing decision. It is a statement that the private railway carriage, a concept that existed for monarchs and industrialists in the 19th century, has been reinvented for the 21st. The carriage is no longer transportation. It is a private space that happens to move. Level 7. The private charter, approximately $500,000 to $3 million plus. Several of the world's most prestigious luxury trains are available for private charter. The entire train, all carriages, all staff, all catering. Rovos Rail offers private charters on its full consist. The Venice Simplon-Orient-Express can be chartered for groups and corporate events. The Royal Scotsman in Scotland is available for private hire. The Eastern and Oriental Express through Southeast Asia can be taken in its entirety. Private charter rates for a full luxury train operation typically begin around $500,000 for a short journey. For a multi-day transcontinental charter with full event programming, the budget routinely exceeds $2 million. The clientele at this level is specific. Corporations rewarding their highest performers, families marking a milestone that cannot be marked any other way, couples who have already done everything and are now looking for something that has never been done for them specifically. The charter is chosen because it cannot be replicated. No one else will be on this train tonight. The route, the menu, the music, the stops. All of it was decided for this group and will not be repeated. Here is what connects the person paying £200 for a couchette on the Caledonian sleeper to the person paying £80,000 for a night in the L'Observatoire. Both of them chose the train, This is the thing nagelmakers understood in 1883. The aircraft gave us speed. The motorway gave us control. Neither of them gave us what the train gives: the experience of moving through the world at a pace slow enough to actually see it, in a space comfortable enough to forget you are moving at all.